Hi, welcome. It's Peg, and today is Thursday, and that means it is time for the sped up version of Art Joyous Sharing, which is a Facebook group where Chelsea and I do a live video broadcast each week for Art Joyous Sharing. And this week I'm doing a panel, a mixed media panel. And it's all about hearts because that's the theme for this week. And I'm going to use the mood board provided by Art Joyous Sharing for the month of February as my inspiration. So I'm just showing people how to find the mood board and how you can print your own copy and, you know, just showing you how you can find inspiration by being part of a Facebook group, our Facebook group, Art Joyous Sharing. And one of the things that we do each month. Now, we do a show each week, and that's not the end of it. We provide other inspiration, and we also have other artists that are contributing. So check it out. Use our hashtags and find video content and things on Instagram, and it's all over the internet if you're interested. But um, join the group and see for yourself because it's a lot of fun and we have a lot of people participating. So, just to name a few, Margelle from Shelley Studio, Cindy Utter, Gina Ahrens. Oh my goodness! We've done hops, we've done all kinds of things, and there's in the file folder on Art Joyous Sharing, there are all kinds of video links for you so you can find what these other artists have provided for you. So I'm just starting the panel, and the grays and blacks and whites and things that are in the inspiration piece, inspiration board, are what are getting me going here. So I'm going to paint the edges, because they're just raw wood, right? A pressed particle board, whatever you want to call this stuff. And, finishing it off because I don't want to have to come back and do that again later. I will put a coat of varnish over this in the end to seal it, but I want to get those edges not looking like raw wood. So I'm talking to the audience, and Shell's talking to the audience, and Shell is making Valentines. She's in a Valentine exchange this month. So if you're interested in making Valentines, you can hop over and watch what she did. We have on Art Joyous Sharing, we have the full long video, which is an hour-and-a-half show. If you want to see the step-by-step process, or Shell will have a sped-up version of what she did on the live show for you also. So right now I'm just creating a background, getting some place to start from. Now before the show actually began, I used some light molding paste through some Stencilgirl stencils to create texture on the surface. When I'm doing a panel or something like that, I really enjoy texture. So many times you're going to see me do something like that on the surface. Now I had those papers out. Originally I was going to do a little collage work with the papers, and yeah, I got to talking and forgot all about it. So we're just going to go with paint, looks like. I'm adding back some of the white because this has gotten quite dark, and I just want some areas of relief and to tie this together. And then another color in the mood board is this coral tone. So I have this, I think it's something that I picked up from, I don't know, Target in their sale aisle. And it's a pretty coral color, and I'm going to get a stencil out or two. And I'm going to use those stencils to apply the paint because I don't want a solid piece. I want to create some more texture just by using the stencils. And this one, because it's about hearts, I'm looking at this stencil and I'm saying, you know, hearts are kind of the machinery that keep us going. So this very, what do you call it, industrial stencil spoke to me. So I'm just going to use portions of it. And I really like how that coral stands out on that background. It's just a really gorgeous color. So I'm going to continue to use that in several different areas on my panel. So you can see there where the texture's coming through. That's where that original work that I'd done on the undercoat is showing up from the bottom. So you get different looks by stenciling, by going over the areas that have the modeling paste on them. And I'm just going to continue to build and layer. So not a lot to talk about here, so I'll skip ahead. So that was fun. I was just layering up with stencils and sprays. These are some sprays I've had in my stash for a couple of years now. And so I want to use those and use them up. I've found a few in some colors that I thought would work with this project. Of course, I spray my hand on top of everything else, but yeah, now I'm going into more of that pink family. There was the coral color and the pink and the grays and the whites and the, yeah. So I'm just adding more color into my piece. And these are art anthology sprays. I'm not even sure if they make these any longer. I'll have to look. If they do, I'll try to put a link to them down below for you in the description box if you're interested. These are some of the sprays that have actually worked for me. You know, so many other sprays I've had have clogged up. And I do wipe the spray nozzle and I do cover them with a cap and all of that. But different sprays just are not working the way I would like them to. So I have this grunge board heart, and I think I'm going to use it as the focal piece on this uh, board, canvas, whatever you want to call it. So I'm pulling out the mood board again, and we're talking about the colors and the texture and all of that. And I'm thinking about, now, what do I want to use on this heart? And I want to bring some of the deeper colors into this. So I'm going to my paint stash. Now I really love this magenta color, but it's a little bit too deep, so I'm going to grab some other of my Decoart media paints. And yeah, a little bit of this bright Liquitex. That's like fluorescent pink. So yeah, I like the way those are marbling, and I'm thinking, okay, I think I'll go with that. So it's got, you know, the texture of those clouds when they marble. So I thought, well, yeah, I'll do that little bit of marbling on this heart. And I am going to need to pull the colors together a little bit, so I will do a little bit of glazing using some other products. Just catching those edges. Don't want that raw surface showing. And I'll have to dry this off, and then I'll have to get some more products out, and yeah, we'll just continue to layer things up here. So now I'm looking for things to do a glazing with. I have some antiquing cream, I have some Quin Gold, and I think I'm going to go with the Quin Gold. It's got kind of a peachy orange color to it. And I'm going to have to thin that down a little bit, but I think it's going to help to unify these pieces. And I want it to incorporate some drips and things into the surface. So I'm going to put some on the heart first, just to start toning that down a little bit. And then I'm going to spritz my panel and start applying some to that background and help them, the two pieces come together a little bit. Now where it's a little bit heavy, I'll dab it off, and then I'll get my spritz bottle and I'll let that run down, creating some wonderful drippage. We like drippage, right? And then once I'm satisfied with that, I'll dry it off. Next, I need to start thinking about that focal piece and how I want to finish this off. So I'm going to layer some more colors on the heart, do a little bit of edging on that, and then I will think about other things that I want to layer up. I'm going to bring in some washi tape and some gauze or cheesecloth, something like that. And, you know, a quote, all kinds of things here. So this is a big pencil from Jerry's Artorama, and I'm just going around the edge, getting a little bit of, getting some depth. And then I'm also going to block in some areas on the background with pencil. Want to get some definition to those specialty areas that are kind of preserved in the background. Okay, so I've started gathering some other things from around the studio, one of which is washi tape. I hope somebody has some answers about how to use this stuff because it never wants to stick down well for me. I always have trouble getting it off the roll. And one of the reasons I'm dragging it out today is because I need to use it. I need to use it up. I've got a whole bunch of it in my studio and I don't use it often enough. So today's the day, guys. I'm getting it out and I'm going to put it on this piece. So I'm looking at it and I'm saying, yeah, I kind of like what it's doing there. It's giving it that uh, different patterns and textures and okay, maybe I can be sold on this stuff. And I've got some in different weights and textures, and this one happens to be a cloth tape. Who knew? Anyway, I'm going to put those down with the glue stick so that they don't come up, and then of course I'll end up varnishing the whole thing in the end, so, maybe it'll be all right. We'll see. And I keep looking at this and backing up and saying, okay, I need to put that fiber under there. And I've got my trusty glue gun out, but don't trust your glue gun to hold everything down. Get some wet glue if you're going to do this. I use both when I'm in the middle of in the process because the glue gun will hold things in place for you long enough for the wet glue to dry, and the wet glue will do the permanent job where the glue gun glue is going to break down eventually. So gonna glue that grunge board heart down. Still not sold on the colors I got going on there, but it's an hour and a half show. Some things work out well and other things don't work out quite as well, and we just roll with it. Let whatever happens, happens. And then I'm thinking heart, arrows, Cupid. Okay, so I need an arrow in here. And I look on my desk and oh, look, there's an arrow paper clip. So let's just throw that on there too, right? And now I'm seeing that blue and I'm thinking, oh, I need to bring some more of that blue in. And I've got this little quote from Buddha. I had made these, I think these were some tissue papers from maybe Dina Wakley, and I had coated them with some, I don't know exactly what I coated them with. It might have been some resin that was left over. It might have been some gloss. I don't know. But I'd made a skin out of it so that it became more transparent. And then I'm just going to glue those pieces down. Now, in the long run, I do need to put some gloss over the top of that because these are glossy surfaces and I don't want them to stick out like a sore thumb on here. So I will put some gloss medium over the top. But I don't do that during the show. So just be forewarned here that not everything is always complete in the show. So, let's see. I'm going to get some sparkly stuff in blue, and I'm going to glue down some pieces that are popping up already. And, we'll have to call it quits for today on the show because our hour and a half is pretty much up. But I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you come and visit us again sometime. And remember, we have a lot going on in the Facebook group if you want to join us. So I'll see you again next week with Art Joy Sharing live. And if you don't make the live, remember that we do a fast version on our own channels. So thanks for stopping, guys. Your kind comments mean so much to me. It's always great to have the support from other people in the art community, and I will see you again soon. Bye for now.